Holy fucking shit. Excuse my French, but that is exactly my reaction watching the entirety of The Boys Episode 6, Herogasm. Now, this will be a non-spoiler review. Amazon sent me the episodes early. I got to check this one out. They gave me a whole long list of stuff I can't talk about, but I can tiptoe around it, talk some vague stuff, so make sure to leave your guys' thoughts, comments, because we will talk spoilers down there. What was your favorite moment? What was your reaction to this episode? And Jesus Christ! There's a lot that happened in this, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button as well if you love talking movies and TV over here on a daily basis, because that's what I love doing, and especially The Boys. So overall, just kind of as an overall thought process, I didn't really love the first 3 episodes of The Boys. I really liked it, but I didn't love it. Episode 4 started to kind of get me back into it, and then episode 5 I really liked, and this episode was glorious in so many different ways. First off, it's disgusting, it's gross, but it was a more, like, everything was coming together. And I like when the show is kind of coming more into its own than just having everything so split apart. And in this episode, again, everything that was built up from the rest of the season really much came, and no pun intended, climaxed in this episode in a majority of different ways, even with the pun intended, because my reaction watching this episode was just, what is going on? There's blood, there's guts, there's sex, there's everything you could possibly imagine. And what had happened in the comic, this was kind of different in a lot of different ways, and I even liked it a little bit more in here. So starting out, just in general, there's this opening scene that very much is total satire to something that had happened during COVID, and I lost my shit laughing. Lots of good cameos in there, but it was really funny to see that whole entire period piece, this whole entire piece of the episode start the entire thing. But then, like I said, I like to start my reviews talking about The Boys, The Seven, all this sorts of stuff. This episode, everyone's really kind of coming all into one another, and in this, there was a lot that happened in here, because things happen with Black Noir and what might be happening. We start to learn a little bit more about Soldier Boy and what he's really wanting. Butcher wants him to kill Homelander, but he will only do that if Butcher helps him hunt down the rest of Payback, which of course Black Noir is a part of that. So that ties into Black Noir, which is really cool. But of course in this episode, they're going after the twins, man! The TNT twins, I think was the name of them. And they're hosting this thing called Herogasm, which is it's exactly what you would imagine it is. And there's a lot of people attending this thing. And as people show up and things start to go down, it becomes a mess. That's as much as I can possibly say without going any further into this, but this episode was fantastic in the way that it dynamics and brings a certain thing between Hughie and Starlight and sort of things that have kind of been flaring up between them in the last few episodes. And in general, since their relationship had started, which I was a fan of, to see how Hughie and Starlight were able to develop something in here a little bit more, and especially how Starlight kind of started to understand Hughie a little bit more, and Hughie and how the drugs are actually affecting him and what that might be doing for Starlight. But Starlight, for me, and this just goes to her performance as an actress, I think between her and Anthony Starr, they are two of the best performances in this entire show. And I mean, everyone's great. But there's something about Starlight and what she is getting in this entire season so far, which has just been magical. And her final moments in the last 5 minutes of the episode is some of the best acting that she has done, and I cannot wait to watch episode 7 next, because for me, everything that has come up to this point makes total sense, and what happens in those final few moments with her is so important for her character. And I feel like a lot of you guys are going to agree. And it's really unique to see 2 parallels with her character and as well as Anthony Starr's Homelander, which again is just completely going unhinged and crazy. And we see that moment of him talking in the mirror with himself and how that's kind of going, and we kind of get a more inside look to him, that he's putting on this persona, and he is kind of scared in certain ways to what could be affecting him. And this just goes as far to show what is going to affect him. As of course, once he notices that Soldier Boy is alive at the beginning of this episode, he's terrified. Multiple reasons of being terrified. One, that the company could completely go into a rupture if they find out that Soldier Boy is doing all these things. But also, I feel like deep down he knows that, Soldier Boy could kill him. And that is one of the things that really interests me. And that's the thing that I really love. And even going with A-Train, certain things that happen with him and Blackhawk in here was really spectacular. This is where it kind of just goes down to me really loving what this show is doing and how it's bringing all these characters together and actually exploring them on a psychological and, again, that satirical nature, where I feel the first 3 episodes weren't getting me there. We still don't know what's going on with Maeve whatsoever, but really much exploring the rest of the boys and seeing how it all comes to a climax in this entire general area is something that really much sets up a great finale for the next 2 episodes. And I loved this episode. It was gross. It was disgusting. It was bloody. It was gory. It was insane. And as each second went on, I was just more surprised and shocked at the next thing and enjoying myself, while at the same time being totally disturbed. And I'm sure if you haven't watched the episode, you are also going to be disturbed by this episode. If you have watched the episode, you absolutely know. And also, hands down, one of the best action sequences probably of the entire show is also in this episode. So, lots of stuff that I loved in this. Herogasm is easily the best episode so far of The Boys. All the hype that they've been talking up about this absolutely built up to this point, and I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Thank you so much again for enjoying this very vague review, as vague as I could possibly be. I am so excited to hear your guys' thoughts. Oh my god, before I get going, I totally forgot to talk about Kimiko and Frenchie, and how Kimiko, does she have her powers again? But she was kicking pretty much ass, killing that Russian dude, and then just them bonding again. I love their relationship. They're very much the heart of a lot of different things in this. But again, guys, thank you so much again for watching this. Hit that like and subscribe button. And of course, until next time, stay classy.